Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yucca Valley Film Festival, third edition, 2021. I'm very excited because today I'm going to have two composers and two filmmakers with me. And this is special because we have music and not only movies. We have new categories at the Yucca Valley Film Festival. We have the best trailer in competition, and we have the best composer in competition. Basically, you guys liked it so much when we have the script writers with us at the festival that we wanted to create new opportunities for all the people, the artists working on movies. And that includes putting together a trailer to show and sell the movie, and the music, which is a very important element of any movie. So let's get to it. We have Jameson and John for the trailers. Welcome, guys. And we have Maria and Brian for the music. Hello, everybody. How are you?
How's it going?
Hello.
Hey, y'all.
Hello, everybody.
Very happy to have you. This is going to be fun. Like I said, Yucca Valley Film Festival 2021. This is the third year, and we have new categories. I have one familiar face. I know Brian already because
Nice to see you again, Matt.
Brian, you participated in the festival in Paris. I got the chance to interview you a couple of times already. You are an Emmy Award winner. So happy to see you again, my friend.
Happy to see you. Thank you for having me again, Matt. Appreciate it.
Cool. So let's start to get to know each other. Jameson, do you want to start? Tell us a little bit. I know you had to find a place to kind of be with us today. Thank you for that. Can you tell us a little bit about you, your background, filmmaking background, and this kind of stuff?
Yes, absolutely. First of all, does anyone want a coffee while I'm here? I've stopped in the cafe.
I already have what I need, but thank you for the tip.
All right. When the server comes around, just let me know. So my name is Jameson. I'm a visual effects artist by trade. This is my first ever directed short, Just a Ghoul, which I'm really happy has been accepted into the festival this year. I live in Los Angeles, and yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah, I think it's a place to be when you want to make movies.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, perfect. So next we have John. John, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure. Yeah, I'm John Manna, and I'm based in New York, about an hour north of New York City. I am a first-time filmmaker at the young age of 59, and I'll get a chance to talk a little bit more, once we play the trailer. I'll give you some background on the film, but excited to be part of this festival and in an event like this to chat about it. It's fantastic.
Thank you so much. Maria, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Yes, hello, everyone. I'm Maria Rago. So I'm a composer. I'm Italian, but I live in Chicago. And I'm so excited to be here. I know that having the opportunity to share our thoughts in music is so important. So I'm really grateful. And of course, be as a finalist, it's a great privilege. So thank you so much.
Okay, welcome, Maria. Brian, can you, for those who don't know you, can you tell us a little bit about you and your music path and a little bit of who you are?
Yeah, thank you, Matt, and welcome everyone. It's great to see everyone here. I live in eastern Pennsylvania right now. We're kind of near Philadelphia, not too far. I used to live in Los Angeles, but then we moved here a couple of years ago. Love writing music, love conducting music, composing, anything under the sun. But recently I've done a lot of documentary films, and the film that I'm working on for this festival is the Red River Flood. And I look forward to talking more about it and my process behind writing for a documentary.
So basically, let's start with that. When you make a movie, when I make a movie, and a lot of filmmakers I've been the chance to interview over the years, most of us, we start with music. We use pre-existing music to get in the mood of a script, to write a script, basically. And then I see Jameson saying yes. We use music as part of the creative process. But the actual composer, most of the time, comes later in the process when everything is kind of put together, and we need that final touch. And the challenge a lot of time is to match what's already existing and still wanting to push the vision of the director even higher. So how, as a composer with experience in that, how do you manage to fulfill the expectations and still be creative in your own way?
Well, I think you hit the nail right on the head that the film and the story is the most important thing, and it starts a long time before the composer comes in. Usually the composer is in during the last month, maybe the last week or 2 weeks. So there's not a whole lot of time to have composing the music like the filmmaker had with the film. As myself, when I'm composing, I think not so much just about the music, but more about the story. It's a storytelling in a different way. So you're storytelling through notes on a page, but it's the same thing. So your job is to tap into the film, into the emotional subtext of the piece itself, and really try to get the director's vision. And I find myself personally, the best way to do that is, number one, watch the movie a lot, look at the different scenes, really feel a personal connection. Because if you're not connected to it, then it's harder to write that emotion behind it. And then more importantly than anything, have lots of conversations with the director. And not about music, like, oh, I want a clarinet here or I want an oboe here, but what's this character feeling? What do you hope to convey? And then it's a dialogue. For myself, I will send 30 seconds of a clip, a minute of a clip, and I'll get feedback. And hey, that works or it doesn't work, and try to figure out why. And then once you crack that shell, I think you're kind of in.
That's interesting. It's not you give the music and that's over. You give pieces of the music and then you have feedback and then you work on that. And that's a circle. That's a process back and forth with the director.
It is a conversation, really. Yeah.
Okay. Maria, do you work the same way as a composer?
Yeah, I'm agree with Brian. I think that the music is an invisible actor or actress. And definitely, when you have an idea, and sometimes it doesn't fit with the idea with the director, but you have to find the way to compromise in some way. It's a language, it's a dialogue. So it's not that you give the music and now that is end your job. I think it's the beginning of the job when the music is going to fit in the movie. And sometimes depends on the character of the movie. The music is another way to talk. So
it is.
Each element of the film are important, and the music is absolutely, again, an invisible actor that
you
is
can
going
change.
to talk.
You can basically change the emotion of a film if you, depending on the music you're going to do.
It's not that it's only supporting the film, but it's a important part of the film.
Yeah. Jameson, what do you think of that? Do you concur? What's your experience on the other side as a director working with music?
I think it's always a struggle to really manage the role of music, especially when you're trying to balance it between the picture as well as the emotion and the theme. And music conveys so much. I mean, our film's a comedy, and I can't tell you how empty it felt to feel a first cut of it with nothing in it, with no music. Yeah. And music just really guides so well how you're supposed to feel, and it brings home exactly what you're trying to convey on the page. And when you get a solid score together, man, it makes everything come together. I'm so excited to see your film, Maria, and to see yours, Brian.
John, what's your experience in working with music?
Sure. I wrote and directed this film, and again, it was my first time doing any of that, and it was interesting. When I first saw actors reading the words that I wrote, it was very special to me. But I'll tell you this, shooting it, everything else, until I first heard music laid into the film, honestly, it was the first time I actually kind of welled up a bit, right? So it was an emotional journey for me start to finish, the whole film process, because of what it meant to me. But until that music was dropped in, even the first drafts or pass of some music, it wasn't until then that I really felt emotional about what we were creating. So that sticks with me.
Just like Maria said, the music is really an invisible actor, and the same way an actor, you can see the performance and relate to it. The music is gonna sometimes condition you to the genre of the film and to the the feelings of the character. Let's talk a little bit about the trailers. Let's show them first. So we're going to start with this one. That's yours,
What did
John.
we write on those coasters and then put in that time capsule?
Guys, no, it's not a time capsule, right? We scribbled notes on beer coasters, predictions and secrets. We called it the can of the future life. It's so hard.
It's okay. No. We waited this long, right?
Now the core 4 is back. Yeah. Let's do this.
I pray to God my prediction is true and this never gets read aloud.
Keep reading.
Your friend stabbed you right in the back. This is not on you.
Thanks.
What difference does it make anyway? I mean, come on, we were just kids.
So that's 40 years from now. That's the trailer. Yeah, congrats. What's good about this trailer, and I could say the exact same about yours, Jameson, is you understand very clearly what it's about, what's the concept, what's the pitch, what's the story, but it doesn't give away the ending. It doesn't give away the feel, the performances you have in the film. So question for John, did you cut the trailer yourself or did you work with somebody else?
I didn't. I worked with someone else. Actually, my co-producer was also my cinematographer and my editor. So, he had a good feel right away for, everything that this film was meant to be. So it was his work.
Okay. Jameson, did you cut it yourself?
I did, yes. At that point, at the process, my editor, my sound designer, my composer, everyone was so sick of me that no one was willing to participate at that point, and I had to do it myself. Just kidding. I want to do it very fast. I'm sure they all would have loved to do it, but I've asked so much of everyone on the crew, especially in the project during COVID, and everything was so strenuous. I just decided to do it myself.
Holy Jesus! It's Mara. Hi. I'm sorry I missed our date. I have an excuse.
Yes, she does have an excuse, definitely. So, what do you keep and what do you not keep when you edit a trailer? How do you make a selection of the shots you want, what you want to reveal in the trailer? Because you want to give some form of the best pieces of it so you get people to watch the movie, but you don't want to give away too much because if not, it's going to be deceptive.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of have to strip it down to almost just one memorable moment. It's hard to do because you want to show so much more. You want to I want to put this great joke in there. I want to put this, but really all you have is 15 seconds of someone's attention before they want to turn away. And it has to be impactful. And it has to make them want to watch a little bit more. So you have to just give them, I think, at least something unexpected after something expected. And then that's enough maybe to hook them to watch for the next 15 seconds or 5 minutes or whatever, or at least click on you in a couple of days.
So give away one twist so you kind of hook them up. John?
Yeah, I know. And Jameson, I think that clip you had was perfect for that. My short is 19 minutes long, and it was written and felt a bit like a short feature film, and that was part of my challenge in really cutting it back and then leaving a lot on the floor. So my point is, with our short trailer, the decision was made to just show different clips. And if you may have noticed too, a lot of the voiceover was not from that clip. So you had voiceovers from different scenes while you saw other things, almost to give you a mirage of the film. And there are secrets in this film, which I think if you saw the trailer after the film, you'd say, oh, that gave it away. That gave it away. But because it's not even in any logical order,
You don't
I think-
understand. I totally agree. It's when you watch it after you watch the movie, you say, "Oh my God, they told me. I knew that." But
Correct.
because you don't know when you watch the trailer, you don't. It's not that you don't pay attention. It's just you don't put the pieces together.
Yeah, and it's not
So-
linear at all.
Yeah.
So, those scenes are just more, we're sharing visuals and we're sharing some of the dialogue with a little bit of the music to let you feel what the film will be like. And it was 1 minute long, I think, the trailer.
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit to the music. Maria, what's your artistic process when you have a director coming to you and asking for a music, for a documentary, for a movie, for anything? Where do you start? Do you start with a piece of paper and a pen and you write music? Do you imagine music in your head? Do you go for a walk in the park to get some inspiration? What's your starting point?
Well, I don't think so. It's just a process. Sometimes it's different. It depends what project. Definitely, the script is it's the most important thing. So understanding the story. What is the story? What is the idea that we want to give it to others? What is a message? And what is the most important leitmotif of the movie? And this is, for me, just the beginning. Sometimes imagine what it can be, how the music can move inside the movie, how the music can support the dialogue, or when the dialogue are not there, how the music can support the scene. So this is the most important way I proceed. So, but artistically, it's not really a process.
I understand.
The inspiration.
It makes total sense.
Yeah, the inspiration coming probably a long way. So soon you understand what the movie is, but the most important thing is the idea. So you have an idea, and that is the idea that will lead you. You are not leading the idea; it's the idea that will lead you. And definitely after will be the creation of the part of composing.
There is something that I face personally as a movie maker. Each time I make a film, I make a rough cut of the film, whether it's a short or a feature film. And most of the time I put music everywhere. And then I strip it out. I remove the music and I try and give to the composer a piece that that does not want to give away too much. I want the composer to have room to create, okay? But I'm facing a lot of time sending segments of the film, and I expect the composer to make music for that segment, and sometimes they don't, because they feel it's not in that place there should be music, but in another place that I expected the opposite. Have you, Brian, met with that situation?
I have. So you try the best you can at the beginning to spot the film with the director, figure out what scenes need music, where they want music, but it's not always the case. And sometimes they'll really want music somewhere, and through dialogue and conversation, we'll decide, well, maybe no, maybe this isn't the moment for it. But a spot where perhaps they thought, oh, no music at all, lightly put something underneath, and then it just elevates the scene, or doesn't, depending on what the situation is. But I've found, as a composer, being flexible is the most important thing. Be willing to try anything and be willing to get rid of anything. Just always honor the director's thought process and take that journey along with the director.
Yeah, and it's also a lot about, like you said, Maria, it's a lot about the script itself and the movie itself. Sometimes it's obvious when you need music, and sometimes it's obvious when you don't need music because it's just enough. But sometimes, and that's the third situation we're discussing here, you may have different perspectives with a composer or as a director, because as a director, you spend months, sometimes years with the same project in mind. So you need that outside perspective. Jensen, John, did you maybe face that too? unexpected feedback for music places in the movie? Jameson, you need to unmute yourself.
Yes,
Yes.
I certainly did. I had the feeling that, certainly with a lot of dialogue and comedy, that you want to just let some scenes play out. You want to just have the actors take over a scene. And really, when I got into it, I could feel the tone of some of the scenes changing as they were meant to. It's a comedy, but at the same time, I could feel why it was changing the dialogue, but I knew that something wasn't right, and it's because there was music missing. There was something missing that was sort of an indicator. There was something there to move me as well outside of the words. Not that the actors' performances were great, but it was just that extra thing that you needed to drive home. That initially I was like, I don't think I really need that. It'd be nice to have a lot of scenes just kind of play out and just be a little more dialogue driven, and have the actors just take it over. And really, the music brought the performances way out of them. It embellished them. It made them so much more powerful. And I think that was really something I didn't expect from music.
Yeah, John, do you wanna touch down on that?
Sure. Yeah, in our film, there's a lot of music in it ultimately, but there's a couple of key points where there isn't. And I think what's interesting is there's some scenes, in a cemetery. There's some kind of touching dialogue here and there, and generally speaking, will be without music there. And what I found was, when we come back into music, come up gradually with it, it's almost not even noticeable. And when we had the first rough cut with the music in place and everything, we did some surveys. We had folks screen it, and I had a bunch of surveys come back, and we asked questions about everything. And for the music, a couple of people said they didn't answer 1 to 5 how they liked the music. They said didn't really notice the music. And when I brought that back to the team, the composer who worked on it, I thought they'd be very upset. And they're like, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Because clearly it became part of the film, maybe another character, maybe something else. They felt the music, that's for sure. But it didn't stand out. Oh, that's a song, or that's a piece of music I'm listening to.
Yeah. Maria, you agree on that?
Yeah, definitely, I agree. And especially when sometimes you remember the music, you associate right away the music with that particular scene, or vice versa. So this means that the combination is successful. Like the idea, composer and director, they working in the same way. And the music without the scene doesn't work. And the scene without the music doesn't work. So both they work. And this means that the creation is successful. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Brian, when you started composing Red River Flood, did you have the first notes in your mind already? What was the starting point, the first sparkle for that?
So the Red River Flood started with conversations with the director, and I have to thank David Kuznicki, Eric Althoff, who created this beautiful film, and just learning about the people of this flood. It was in, I think, 1997 in North Dakota. Whole town was flooded. It was a mass evacuation. So instantly there's this sense of heartache and pain. And the more I watched it and talked to the director about it, I started to formulate an emotional context. And then my process is always starting right here, which I've done since I've been 4 or 5 years old, hopefully playing a little better now, but just banging out notes on the piano and getting a feel for what might work, right? So I'm thinking flood, underwater, right? Real simple, basic thing. And I can play a little bit for you, but the opening theme is this sort of descent going down. Kind of this sinking down, right? This weight, this heaviness. But then on top of that, the main characters were, of course, the people that survived the flood, the people that went beyond it. So I tried to write a melancholy theme, something that has a bit of that, but also a touch of hope that they overcame this flood, that they got out of their situation. So their theme, per se, was this. So kind of a sweeping thing, but I would take those ideas, those two little fragments, and then dice them, chop them up, play 3 seconds here, 4 seconds there, and start scoring the picture. So I would start here and then start looking at the film and figuring out how I could take these puzzle pieces and use them to, again, support that subtext of the film.
How many minutes of music did you compose for the Red River Flood?
It's almost wall to wall. So it's a feature documentary. I think it's around 50, 55 minutes, and most of that has music. Some of it's very simple, very under the water, for lack of a better term, but it's there.
Okay. How long did it take you to compose the full score?
So I think I had probably about 1.5 to 2 months on this project, which is usually a bit longer than I'll often get. So it was pushed. The timelines were truncated to some extent, but it felt like it was enough time to really do justice to the film.
Okay. How many minutes is Zagar, Maria?
So is it 3 minutes? About 3 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
And
how long did you have between the moment you got to start it to the moment you had to finish it?
Well, actually, the project was so they gave me short time. So just it was 3 weeks, and I had to write specifically for piano, for cello, and for percussion.
Okay.
So there was a little challenge, but that was absolutely fun. So I had so much fun because the combination about two classical instruments with the percussion, the most percussion, they are ethnic. So that was very, very interesting project. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Guys, thank you so much for being part of this this discussion. It's interesting, I think, to have composers and filmmakers because we get to discuss how it works from on one side and on the other. Again, we didn't want to say too much about the movies because this panel is about the trailers. But I hope to have John and Jameson back on Saturday so we can discuss more about the movies, the movie-making process, the special effects, the comedy aspects, the pace, and all of that, because we are very interested in knowing how you put these movies together. So guys, if you want to watch the movies, they screen Saturday, and you have all the details on our website. Saturday night, we have the first block is comedies. So you're going to have Jameson and John movies on the first block, comedies. And then you have all the dramas, westerns, adventure, and different kind of stuff. And if you want to listen to the music, we're going to put the music of Brian and of Maria on our website, so you can take a listen to it and really dive and get the vibe of what they explained to you today. Do you have anything else you would like to add before we wrap it up? We're good?
Yeah, you know what? I'm honored. I'm so happy to be part of the festival. Thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about our pieces.
Jameson, I didn't see the waiter bringing you any coffee. Are you okay?
I asked everyone to write it down and no one did. I will ask him to come back around again.
Okay, I hope by Saturday when I talk to you again, you're gonna have what you expect to. Guys, thank you so much, and see you Friday night 6:30 p.m. for the kicking off of the Yucca Valley Film Festival. Saturday night for the short films, and basically all weekend long for movies, discussions, panel. We have the masterclass on Saturday. Here's the information with Michael Dante. Michael Dante, you've seen him in Star Trek, you've seen him in many TV, like hundreds of TV shows, hundreds of movies. He lives in the Palm Springs area. He's a local here in the Mojave Desert, and he's going to be our masterclass this year. Last year we had William Baldwin, and the year before that we had John Stanier. So we are very happy to get such big talents come to the Yucca Valley Film Festival and tell us all about their experience, stories, and the legendary movies and TV shows they've been working on. Guys, thank you so much. Have a very good rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hell yeah.